Well, it's a Thanksgiving weekend tradition here in the state of Oregon. Racing outlaw karts at the Roseburg Indoor with my family-owned number 18T, and then Carly, my younger sister, 3 years younger than me. She's running her 22C. So we got both of us racing here close to home at the Roseburg Indoor. Want to head up, show you guys the racetrack, and welcome you back to today's video. We got 2 nights of racing, Friday, Saturday show. I think today's $700 to win, and tomorrow is $1,000 to win. So here's a look at the racing surface that we will be on this evening. Always love coming here, and one of my favorite things to do, you know, before I run, even if I've been to a track 100 times, like I always come and kind of walk the track, or at least walk a corner and look at it. The sprint car races, especially if I get bored, I just like keep going up back and forth to the track, keep checking it out, seeing what it's doing. Are they working it? Is it sitting there? It probably looks the same as last time. That's my anxious and nervousness on race day, but we're just about ready to roll. Tonight is known, and tomorrow is known as the Turkey Shootout. So they run this race every year, Roseburg Indoor, on Thanksgiving weekend, and we've actually won it the last 2 years. So we're hoping to kind of add that and have a nice little three-peat by the end of all of this. We'll be getting underway though in just a little bit. We have the pit meeting and then get suited up and be on track. Well, we just got our first laps of the day under our belt in the 18T. Felt a little bit loose in our quick hot lap session, and I think the racetrack was also, you know, a little bit greasy. So made a slight air pressure adjustment, went out and qualified and felt much better. Had right rear grip. The car was stuck kind of from entry throughout, where in hot laps I felt like I was just loose and almost over rotating. Dad, how'd you think we looked?
Looked good.
Look good. So not a bad start to the night. We are third quick, and now we are going to have a heat race up next. They're actually doing the All-Star Circuit of Champions format. The All-Star format is basically where the fastest car starts fourth, and then it's straight up after. So the next fastest will start on the pole, and then second, third, fifth, sixth. I really like it. I feel like it kind of shakes things up and gives you an opportunity, if you don't qualify good, to make up for it. And then also, if you qualify well, if you do your job, you can sneak right into the dash. So for us, starting second row outside, we just need to run in the top 3. We do need to pass a car, but that will give us a direct ticket to the dash. So it's all going to be about the start, and then also picking up, you know, what lanes are going to be quick. I have a feeling though the high side is going to be in. There's just a little bit more banking than a couple weeks ago, and once you get up there, it's hard to beat the momentum that you can build. Okay guys, well, we just made our night harder. Told you just needed to sneak into the dash there. Long story short, I made some mistakes that put me in a bad spot. At the same time, I was behind guys that weren't able to keep it straight, and I should have just hung out longer. I tried to get aggressive right off the start, made a mistake. Got hit in the left side, wrecked me down in 1 and 2, and then on the restart, I tried to make something happen. Car in front of me got sideways, spun me out. So we're now gonna head to a B. It is what it is. I'm gonna make sure nothing's bent. I didn't really hit anything. I just got 2 yellows just like that when you're in a bad spot. So obviously, like I said, I think there was some stuff I could have done different, but is what it is. Water under a bridge now. It's just how it goes sometimes. So make sure everything's okay. We gotta come through the B. So we got good news and bad news right now, guys. We made it through the B main. Luckily with the format, the 2 fastest cars that don't transfer into the A get your time back, so we got saved. Instead of having to start in the back of the B, we started on the front row, led all the laps, What's the verdict?
That's fine.
So ran the B. The bad news is it feels like something's bent. And I mean, I never really hit anything in that heat. I mean, I shouldn't say I didn't hit anything. I'm saying I never felt like I had a catastrophic moment where it would have damaged something. Doesn't mean something might not be tweaked, but long story short, I just feel like cars being a little unpredictable. My times are really good though. I mean, compared to the dash cars that just went, we're just right there, if not faster than just about every car in the dash. So we got speed. It just feels like the car's a little hard to drive. We'll find a little bit more and keep investigating. We got a little bit of time, but not much, and now we're going to be rolling off, I think, from 13th, so we got a long road ahead of us. I'm not concerned about if we have the speed to move forward. It's more about avoiding carnage and getting in the right spot at the right time. So update, I think we got things straightened out on the 18T. We found a bent kingpin on the right front. It's hard to tell on camera, but the kingpins on an Outlaw Kart, these are the first things usually to bend. First thing to bend in the front end, and it's just, I mean, it's an easy replacement. You pull the bent one out, you drop it in, and your setup, your scale numbers, however you look at it, should go right back to where they are if you put the kingpin in the same spot. Something bent like this, what it was doing for my car, and I was so unhappy during the B, it made it like too tight in the corner, and then it wanted to like snap loose from center off. And I'm not sure how I show it on the vlogs, but in a situation like that after the B, and you know, just with some of the frustration tonight, like I'm an unhappy camper when my Outlaw Kart doesn't drive itself. That's the word I like to use. I know how it should feel. I know, you know, what changes, you know, kind of what change is going to do what, and then change how that feels on track. And I don't mean that in a cocky way. I'm just saying, you know, racing with Jimmy and then racing this car, like, you know exactly what it should feel like, and when it doesn't, you know something's wrong and you got to find it. Not that the car can't win that way. I mean, we still ran some really good laps in the B and our times were right there, but it's difficult to drive and it's unpredictable, and situations like that put you in a spot to not be in the right spot that you need to be to win the race. And for me, that's really important, especially coming from the back here. We start 13th. We got to keep our nose clean. We probably have an uphill battle. I'm just going to go out there, try to be patient, keep my head on straight, just try to work forward. I know if we get to the front, we have the speed to win. We just need all the cards to fall our way. But glad we found this. We also cut a little bit of stagger, messed with some other stuff on the car. I think we're right where we need to be in a perfect world, starting where we're starting to potentially win the race. Now, like I said, we just need everything to go the 18T's way. Carly starts up front too, so if I'm not able to get the job done from the back, I hope she just dominates this race, gets out front, and checks out. now we just ran third. The only reason I'm not super mad is because Carly won, so that was freaking awesome. She did a good job, ran a good race. We both ran good races, but Carly freaking got it done. Well, I think my word of this video, and that summarizes our race day, is unlucky. Maybe other drivers can relate, but sometimes you have moments, at least me, where things start going wrong, you do all you can to make up for it, you put yourself in the right spot, looks like you're gonna maybe win, you come back, you get through the adversity, and then something else goes wrong, and you have that moment where you're just at peace and you're like, you know what, it was not meant to be today. It was not meant to be for me to win. I'm not supposed to be in that spot, and it just is what it is. Now, you don't always get to that moment right away. You might have some anger first and then get to it, but that's kind of how I felt today. I had my mess up in the heat race, which I'll actually take more credit than blame on anyone else. I should have ran smarter there. I got a little impatient, you know, the second time, which led to me spinning out again. But anyway, put myself in a B main event and drove from 13th all the way to the lead, missed all the crashes, made some good passes, you know, really put myself in a good spot while everyone else was racing each other really hard, kind of just to sneak on by. You know, there were sliders being thrown, Carly was in the mix, there was a couple other cars, and they were going at it, and I kind of just really rolled the bottom. I stayed down here, you know, while they were kind of cutting each other's momentum. Once we got to the front, I just kind of kept doing my own thing until finally I had an opening, got to the lead, and started to pull away. And that's when, and I mean, you guys saw it, so I don't even have to explain it, but racing back to a yellow, parked car here, and it was almost like a video game. Like, I was running the top, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go around the outside, and then I'm like, this car's coming up the track, this car's coming up the track, like, I'm already committed, I'm just gonna keep going higher, and as I worked higher and higher, I'm like, there's no way this car's gonna keep coming up the track, and then sure enough, I got like T-boned as I was trying to go around the outside leading the race, and I'm like, there's no way this is happening. There's no way. Like, this is a video game, this is iRacing, this is NASCAR Heat, is that the game, you know, whatever, you know, World of Outlaws 2002. So that's what happened to us, and you know, I was really mad all the way throughout the end of the race, but when I did see Carly cross the finish line, like, genuinely, a lot of that went away. I was still mad, but I was so happy that, you know, if I couldn't win the race, Carly got it done, and she ran good, she was up front, she had a great night, and being an older brother, like, I was very proud of her, and I love seeing her cross those leaps. She's won open races before, but, you know, ran a good race, beat some good cars, and did everything right. That's a good positive note to end today's video, where there was, you know, kind of a lot of negatives for the 18T, but that's part of the sport, and it's our job to persevere it and handle the situations, and you know, figure out how to just move forward. That's what we're gonna do. So bring you guys along with us for the rest of the weekend, chase the Turkey Shootout Championship, and a little bit more money on the line. Deuces.